So today we're going to make some cool Keldors and show you guys how to do them. So first let's start with the battle armor, the regular, and then the classics. Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So before I get started, for those that know my condition, today I'm feeling super weak. So if you're a Christian, please pray for me. But today I'm going to start building a custom Keldor from the 80s version. Now for those who are familiar with the Search for Keldor comic, in here they try to find Keldor and Skeletor tries to stop them. So we figure that Keldor is actually Skeletor, which later in 2000X we find out that is the storyline they use. The cool part is got Clamp Champ, which for those that know is one of my favorite characters. There he is. He's what I use to make my Hebrew. And so I've often wondered, what would this Keldor figure look like? And so I figured because he's supposed to be Randor's brother, he'd probably be Caucasian. And when they wrote these comics, they didn't have a lot of, people cheating on each other and everything else, and the king doing crazy stuff. So I figured he'd probably be Caucasian, just like Randor. And I figured that Skeletor was blue because he's like half dead flesh, or because of magic or something else. So he wasn't made blue originally, that the blue became something that happened to him from being close to magic or being close to death or something. Because if you take a look at it, I mean, he's got like green around his face and everything else, where it's like corroded flesh or something on his skin. So I just figured, when someone has lack of oxygen, their skin turns blue. I don't know. Somehow the blue was not his original color, I believe. They were thinking of designing it. So I made one in the past, and I thought it was really cool, and I can't find it. I've searched the house. I think I might have sold it, so I'm kind of bummed. Because now that we have the Hero and Keldor figures, I kind of thought it'd be cool to create one of their bad guys, which would be Keldor. So I went ahead and got the pieces for it. This is the head I'm going to use right here. So this guy is going to lose his head. I picked the figure that's in bad shape, where his waist looks like it's ready to break. So not too bad. It will require a little bit of paint, though, so I'll have to repaint that. And then I kind of just change my mind back and forth on this. Sometimes I use Zodak arms to create it. That way then he, will have the evil arms. But I always go with the heroic feet to create Keldor. And this time I'm going to use this He-Man battle armor, his arms and his legs. So I'm going to give him the heroic arms and the heroic feet. And then I'm going to use this battle armor body. So I'm going to take the legs off and the arms off and the head off. And I just think it looks cooler to see Keldor in his battle armor. So let's go ahead and get these parts heated up and start pulling them apart. His head, his legs, his arms, and his torso. So stick this head in there. See if his head will come off yet. Oh, that's right. His head is backwards than what we thought. Now I remember. See, because the He-Man head actually goes into a hole, and this comes off a plug. So, forgot what I did to make it work last time, but I'll have to figure that out. Probably be in a part 3 video, me figuring out how to put the head back on. leg, it causes a lot of havoc. Sometimes this other leg, to get it hooked up, takes quite a while. And I'm going to use these non-marring leader nose pliers. What I mean by non-marring is they actually don't have any serrations on the inside. Let me show you the difference. So these ones here, they have serrations on them. See those? And these ones here are nice and smooth, so I don't damage the rubber band. So let's pull that out. Get our leg out of here. It's hot. So my next step is to paint these purple. So I'm going to use some purple paint, paint those purple, and then figure out how to get this head onto this body, and that will be my battle armor Keldor. How cool is that? I just finished painting his leg. I first used a regular purple I had right here, and then I mixed in a little bit darker purple, like this right here. And then I had to add some blue. Believe it or not, it was quite a bit of blue I had to add. It's more of a violet than a purple, and here they are. Let's go ahead and pull off the masking. You can see the paint right here that I mixed. When they painted it, the paint went higher than the boot, so I had to match, otherwise I have a brown streak around the boot. I purposely did not clear coat the overspray. I only clear coated the actual boot itself, just so that way then it doesn't quite stick out as much. I mean, it still sticks out, just not quite as obvious. And there is the matching boot. There we go. Now my next step is to get this head to fit on here. And I have a problem with this, and that is that normal He-Man figures heads, when you pull them off, find where I dropped Skeletor's head. Here it is. It has this bump on the bottom that goes into the hole. But when I pulled off this guy's head, it's the opposite. He has a hole in his head. So I figured out how to do this. What I did was I created a piece in 3D, and I used my 3D printer to make this work. Go ahead and use my Dremel tool, sand it, see if it works. If it does, this will be my fix. So, I happen to have my Dremel tool right here. This, and it should be right at about 6'5" from the top of the neck to the top of the part where it connects. So that's 6'1" and 6'7" on that side. So let's go ahead and get some super glue and glue that in place. Bottom, because the bottom of this is going to come in contact with that barrel that spins around, and we don't want to ruin the action feature. So we have to be careful that we don't bottom it out. Let's go ahead and get some Q-tips ready. Now, if you didn't know this, Q-tips cause the super glue to dry almost instantly. They work really good for when you're using super glue on parts to clean it up. It's one of my secrets that you guys now know. just used this paint right here. It's a real thin black paint. Put it on as raw light, and then I hit it with a matte clear, and then I went back and did shiny clear to really give his hair that really cool look like it used to look. So matte first, then shiny. Those are that really cool highlights. Let's go and pull off the masking. So it's time to put the head on Keldor. So let's go ahead and keep the head up. So it's just, I use a Wagner heat gun. That's what I use all the time for my stuff. That head around and let's get this thing nice and toasty warm. Let's just pop that right on there. Ugh. There we go. Ta-da! He's done. And then you have his weapons, which is why I'm opening this. And it has a half sword. A full sword, and it has a havoc staff. Now I'm probably going to take this havoc staff and paint this darker purple to match my Keldor. Go ahead and put this in his hand. And the sword. There we go. So my Keldor's set. And let's go ahead and finish unboxing Skeletor. That might look cool on Keldor. I don't know, you guys, what do you think? Yay or nay? Leave the comments below. Should I give him Skeletor's built too, or not? So, here he is, the Keldor. You can see that I actually decided to paint the staff purple, and that he has this sword that came with the Skeletor filmation from Super 7, and I decided to include the loincloth and keep that as part of it, and I got rid of the black mark on his head too. So here he is. Here's a close-up of his face. You can take a look at him. Here's his back, all battle armored out. How cool is that? So I'll probably keep this figure probably for a week. He is cool, but I'll probably end up putting him on eBay in a week. So look for it on eBay. Hey, and, fans. So today I'm going to talk about this cool custom Keldor that I made. This is the newer one. And first of all, I wanted to try to avoid using paint if possible, because you know when you have paint and you start moving the joints, it ends up rubbing off. So I tried to not to use paint. So as I was making them, I decided to use a He-Man's body, and I decided to change out the loincloth, and I wanted to use, so I ended up using Faker's loincloth. So here's my leftover Faker parts. Here's his legs that I snapped in order to get him off, and his body just would not come apart very easily for me. I don't know what the deal was with the seam and the glue, but it took a lot of work to get this thing apart. So this is what's left of the body. And then of course to get He-Man's torso apart, I had to drill a hole up where the seam is in the back in order to split it apart. Actually, not the back. I actually rotated this sideways, that's right, and then drilled up on the side, and then got the seam that way too, and then also under the arm. So this is the figure, and like I said, I used He-Man's body, painted the boots purple. Hey, cool, man. Thanks for joining us. And I decided for this one, since the storyline is that Keldor does not get the Havoc staff for a while from the faceless one, that I would use the two-sided sword, because we saw with the cool Keldor figure that came with Classics, that he actually had a two-sided sword. And so you can put the one on this side and one on this side. You know what? I'm switching them around. Put this one on this side. Put this one on this side. Oh, there we go. That's pretty cool. Ta-da! And there's my Keldor custom. Alright, so I know it's not as cool as the Battle Armor one, but I thought, you know what? People kept asking for the non-Battle Armor version, so that's what I have here, the non-Battle Armor version. and I might be selling him on eBay soon. If you guys are on eBay and you do happen to find him, I had a hard time finding a He-Man figure that was in pretty good shape, and unfortunately this one does have a slight chew mark on the finger. I might use a Dremel tool and see if I can try to fix that with some UV epoxy stuff. But other than that, it's in pretty good shape. And I did replace the leg rubber bands with the new replacement ones. So he's got brand new leg rubber bands, so it's nice and tight and cool. And I don't know, I might keep them. It's funny, I always say that. But because I'm not really a huge collector of the 5.5s really, I end up not keeping them all the time. So, but there he is. And I still have one body left to make something else. I think I might actually use this final head and actually make a classics version of a Keldor. Take and sand around here and fill the head in with epoxy and make it so it pops onto a standard buck or something. That's about the right color. Yeah, maybe I won't sell this He-Man body and use it to make a Keldor that is... Hey Hebrew fans, this is Todd. So, I made this really cool custom Keldor. I've been wanting to make them for a while, and I mentioned it in some other videos. Basically, I used this guy's head right here that I pulled off. The same one I used for my other figures of Keldor I made. And then I carefully cut around the neck so it would fit onto a classics body. Then I built up some O-rings and stuff and glued them together. And then I used a heat shrink tube to shrink them all and hold them in place so it would go on the post. And then put the head on there, and there it is. Excuse me. So let's go ahead and carefully pull this head off so you guys can see my crazy construction that I did. There we go. Here. So here is all my O-rings stacked together, and it's the same height as the area inside the head. Just pop that on there like that. There we go. Nice tight fit. And then for the head, as you can see, I cut off the bottom. I sanded this out so it would fit because it was pretty narrow in there. And then painted that rim black so it matches. Most of his facial hair was gone, and this figure was filthy when I started, so I cleaned it really good with alcohol, repainted his eyebrows and mustache and beard and spots in his hair that were blank. And then this just fits a little bit tight over the top, and there you go. And his head totally moves, all kinds of movement, and it pretty much stays on okay. Not spectacular, but okay. I used Count Marzo's hand so he could hold the double sword, and then Count Marzo's wrists. I used Mular's body, and then I used some boots, and I forgot where I got the boots from. But let's go and compare him to the Keldor we got from Mattel. Here's our Keldor we got from Mattel. Now, I know everyone says, hey, he's supposed to be blue, he's Gar, and everything else, right? But, actually, you know what? This is not quite the Keldor we got from Mattel. I forgot. I changed out his sword with a different 2000X sword that I thought matched really well. But usually it came with a power sword split in half, similar to King Grayskull's. But I always liked the storyline where Keldor was Randor's full-blood brother, which means he'd be Caucasian. And then because of magic, it turned him blue, or because he is now like a zombie, because Skeletor with, rotting flesh, that his skin turned blue, like people do when they don't have oxygen kind of thing. So that's why I always kind of liked that idea that Skeletor was the rotted flesh of a human kind of thing. So that's why he's blue. And you can see like his skull has the green around it, which, is kind of reminiscent of some kind of, yucky flesh-eating thing. So that's what I've always imagined, is the blue is because he's zombie-ish, and that he's supposed to originally be Caucasian. Anyway, let me know what you think. I used the Filmation armor. I used the regular loincloth. And you can see the bottom is still blue on the bottom from Molar. I'll probably paint that black or something in the future. But it was just a quick throw together I did last night, just because I had the parts and I'm stuck at home, and I had one of these figures left after I made all my Keldors. This was the last one, and so I decided to use that head so I can have a Caucasian Classics one. Let me know what you think in the comments, and that's all I got, you guys. Anyway, thanks for joining. I might do some more stuff on some of my figures. I'm not sure. I'm kind of thinking of doing one on my fakers. Let me know if you're interested. Post it in the comments and say yeah. Anyway, and I'll talk to you guys later. Hey, Metal Vlogger, thanks for joining me. All right, you guys. Bye now. For classics. Anyway, post your comments, share with your friends, like, and let me know what you think. Here is Keldor. Oh. Alright, you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye now. Anyway, you guys, thanks for watching. Share this video, show your friends, and I will see you guys next video.